This is a work session of the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Seaside, Park County, Ocean State of New Jersey, held on Thursday, April 3rd, 2025, advertised for 7 p.m. Pursuant to the provisions of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was properly provided by transmitting the notice of the meeting for publication in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on January 3rd, 2025. Notice of the meeting of the governing body also has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Anfield?
Here.
Councilmember Condos?
She's excused this evening.
Thank you. Councilmember Connor?
Here.
Councilmember Kraft?
Here.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Here.
Council President Wilk?
Here.
Mayor Peterson?
Here.
Thank you.
The first thing we have is something that all of us can join together on the council and the community at large in recognizing and celebrating everything libraries provide for us, and in particular, the Upper Shore branch of the Ocean County Library. And we have an official proclamation to be presented to the library and posted as well. And unfortunately, Jenna had a late email. We had expected this evening the branch manager of the Upper Shores Library, Sloan Boyce, and there was a scheduling conflict that prevented her attendance. So that being said, she will stop by and get the proclamation early next week, and thanked everyone in the town and the governing body, and certainly that is reciprocal. We thank her. And this is, and those who attended other meetings in the county, and I suspect throughout the state, this is a similar proclamation being celebrated, not just statewide, but nationwide. And it proclaims the week, April 6th to April 12th, 2025, as National Library Week, and it honors and thanks everyone who has made the libraries what they are, what possible, funding them, keeping them up and running, and everything they provide for communities, organizations, schools, businesses, and individuals. So Seaside Park is joining in that national call of thanks and proclamation. So this is National Library Week. And the first item for discussion, which had come up on several prior work sessions and in committee, it's discussion of a proposed ordinance to modify the marina boat slip waitlist procedure.
And I'll be taking that, Mayor. Yes, this is an issue to address. What it is the marina boat slip waiting lists grow with virtually no depletion. And this is to allow boat slips to be given to new slip applicants in fairly, to be done fairly. Currently, the slip holders slip holders are ones that already have boats, whereas applicants are ones that are trying to get into the marina. So currently, slip holders who have indicated in their New Year's, every year they have, in the fall, they have to renew their application to say that they want to renew their application, but they also have an opportunity to ask for a different size slip, typically larger. And currently they have priority over someone that happens to be on the waiting list for that particular slip size, should a slip size become available. Slips that become available will be determined early in the New Year's, the way it currently works. That's typically by February 1st. A little more background. First of all, changes to this ordinance, the Marina Ordinance, Chapter 293, subsection 6 is the only section that will be modified. There are currently 7 slip sizes ranging from 20 foot to 50 foot. To give you an idea of the current weight list size for each of them, ranges anywhere from 1 to 38. People waiting on the wait list, yeah. For the 20-foot slip, there's only one. For the 22-foot slip, there's 5. Excuse me. 25-foot slip, there's 19. 30-foot slip is 38 people. 35-foot slip is 15. 40-foot slip is 40. And 50-foot slip is 4. People have been on the waiting list as early as 2016, but most of them are right around 2020 on average. There's a total of 194 slips at the marina, for everyone who was wondering. So in order to reduce the size of the waiting list over time, we're now recommending that we change the current policy so that for any given slip size, we alternate between someone coming off on the waiting list and someone that's internal on the, that already has a slip, a current slip holder. So that basically is what this change is, what you see in the red lines. Originally, what had been distributed is 1 person from the wait list and then 2 from the existing permit holders would then have the opportunity. But I'm talking with John Cleaver, our marina manager, yesterday, that we felt that it was better that we just easily alternate between waiting list and permit holder, just like that for each of the slip sizes. So it's a very fair process, and it's the best I can come up with.
To be clear, when you talk about permit holders, the permit holders want to transfer to a different slip.
A permit holder is someone who currently
That's what I'm
owns
saying,
a
it's
slip.
there. The reason why it's a permit holder, they want to transfer to a different slip.
Yes, or keep the
Just to
road.
explain,
Yes.
correct.
And he would get priority.
No, the alternate.
No, sorry. I got a 30-foot slip. Now I want to downsize to a 20-foot slip. There's a lot of people waiting for a 20. Who gets the priority?
It depends where you are in the cycle. If the last person got one on the waiting list, then you would not get it. A permit holder would get it.
Okay.
Same scenario, if you were a permit holder, you would get that slip.
Okay.
So,
If somebody was really anxious to get a slip, could they take one of the bigger slips and put some other boat in?
yes, they could, if providing that they're in position, in the waiting list.
You'd be paying more though, right?
Yes.
They got a rowboat in there. I mean,
Well, we probably wouldn't allow that,
Right, a kayak.
but,
But typically, the waiting list is longer for the bigger slips because we have less of them.
Less, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
so, and again, the red line changes with my blue lines, which, the change that I made since we generated this for the meeting, I'll just read it if you don't mind. It's under subsection 2. It begins, the new applicant or permit holder selection shall be determined based on the previous selection for that slip size. Every other selection shall be from the waiting list, whereas the other selection shall be from the marina permit holders. Note that this selection process is cyclic over time. Then I added, the initial selection for this process shall be from the waiting list. Therefore, there's no ambiguity as to, once this ordinance is passed, as to which position, gets the next available slip. So,
So the waiting list person goes first, and then the permit holder, then the waiting list person, then the
yes,
permit holder.
yes.
Seems like a much fairer way to do it.
Here's the changes.
Just my generation, a lot of people doing that, a lot of people, permit going down and going up.
Usually, they go up.
Usually go up?
Yeah.
Once you get. Sorry?
The question that you just asked, could you repeat that?
My question,
Yeah.
my question to the councilman was, is there a lot of people going up and down? How's that working? More people going up in slips or more people going down?
Typically, someone with a 20, 25-foot slip, they have a smaller boat, obviously. So often, usually, as people continue in their boating life, they then get a bigger boat, therefore they would need a larger slip.
Okay.
So they usually go up. Only once that I can recall someone going down, because he had a 40-foot slip and he ended up going to a 25-foot slip because he didn't want to go out in the ocean anymore, so he just needed something for the bed.
Anything else on that one from council? Any
You made that very clear, Bill.
Thank you.
objection to moving ahead?
Well, up down there, but we're filled up.
No, it's very fair.
Always.
It's on, it's on,
Got the waiting list,
first.
everybody wants to see it.
That's,
Second,
that's
the second ordinance.
right.
I believe it was just for discussion. I don't think it's listed for introduction.
It isn't.
It-
No.
it
Oh, it's
is
not
not.
on.
Is it?
No.
No, it's
No,
not.
not this time. No, we wanted to kick it around and polish it a little bit if we needed to.
So would we be targeting that then for the next meeting?
I would say so, yes.
And we want to get that to Steve's
To
office?
Steve, yeah.
It's like April 17 then? April 17?
April
Jan?
14.
Oh, that's right, it's a Monday.
Is that enough time?
Yeah, I just have another meeting that night, so I don't know if I'll be here.
Okay.
And here Barry will be here.
The first reading.
Okay. All right.
Somebody will send you the
Okay,
the update.
okay.
Anything else then on that? The next item on the agenda is discussion of proposed ordinance to create the position of police captain. And that had had some discussion in the past and during committee, I know there's some conversation about going to that position as existed in Seaside Park in the past.
Yeah. I remember Frank Brown was our captain a long time ago.
He was.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we used to try and go find out where he was sleeping at night before we made each under his car, but that was a long time ago. We've had discussions at our committee and the council in general, and we think it's in the interest of letting the police department continue its great work and operating a little bit more efficiently with the captain's position involved.
So that, any objection, that would go to a potential first reading. I think Gene's office has a draft of that. Oh, it is? It
The
is?
title police department, third one, I think. Third ordinance.
Yes.
I don't know if it was sent over, but
It's attached to the,
Yeah.
regular meeting.
It's attached to it, yeah.
Any objection then? That's on the regular meeting agenda as well?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The third item for discussion is a proposal from RBE. It's dated March 25th, 2025, for the preparation of an application to the Flood Mitigation Assistance Grant Program. That's through FEMA. It's listed for consideration as Resolution 2025-149 at the regular meeting. And you see the explanatory cover correspondence that came from Pam Dilla, Alan Dittenhofer. Know who take the lead on that? There's some background, I know.
Yeah. Basically, it's for assistance to homeowners that wish to bring their home into compliance for FEMA, to raise their houses. The RVE would assist in the process of getting the permits and assist in the development and rebuilding of the house, and then final inspections, and then the homeowner would not be reimbursed for the funds until after CO is acquired. Then, there's breakdown for different tasks of coordination, documentation, and processing, and then the completion. When the project and the grant closeout has been completed, the Borough of Seaside Park will receive 75% reimbursement for their services. Therefore, for the cost of the services, $18,500, the Borough of Seaside Park will receive $13,875 reimbursement from FEMA. I didn't talk one-on-one RV, but when we had the paperwork, maybe Karen wants to add anything that I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's a grant program for homeowners, as Councilman President Wilk said, to bring their homes into compliance. So it makes, if we are participating in this program, it makes federal funds, grant funds available to those homeowners. And the more homes in Seaside Park that become compliant, the better our CRS rating is, which potentially can bring down flood premiums for all homeowners. So yeah, the proposal was for 18.5. If we're successful in getting the grant, we'd be reimbursed 75%. So the amount of money the borough would be paying would be about $4,625.
Exactly.
It's a small investment in trying to get more homes compliant on our Barry Island.
For the homeowners, it's a 75% reimbursement grant for the design and construction cost of raising the homes. And it's actually 90% if the home is a repetitive loss, which is pretty good. It's reimbursement. Homeowners would have to put up the money up front. And the grant it says it's competitive, and the homeowners are not guaranteed to be approved. So they have to put in all the paperwork, and once they're approved, then they could go ahead and proceed, I guess, to raise their house with all the correct paperwork in place.
We have had several residents through our code office inquire if we're participating in this because they would like to participate in this program as well.
So for the small cost to the borough of $46.25, it's a big help out for the residents who need to do that.
It's a small cost, but a big return for us.
Yes.
So, yeah, absolutely. Yes, it's nice. It is nice.
Anything else on that from council? That too is on the regular meeting for action as well.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
It's off point, but it's related to potential reduction in our rates for flood insurance. And a homeowner asked me, I didn't know the answers. I should have asked someone prior to this moment, but the fact that we've now had installed a whole host of new fire hydrants on Ocean Avenue with the water project, is that then reported through the engineer's office or through the town itself to the program so that might lower our rates, or is that annual?
That doesn't have anything to do with flood. That would be for fire.
For fire, it's
Homeowners, yeah.
similar to lowering your
Yeah.
rates, would it not? I just wondered if that gets reported or how we do go about it.
Well, the question usually on homeowners policy is that you do have a hydrant within 1,000 feet.
Yeah, and there are more of them now, seemingly.
We haven't added any, we just replaced old ones.
No, we added one on every block. Was there one on every block?
I think they haven't taken the old ones out yet.
No, they're additional ones.
Yeah, they're additional. They were put in for flushing and.
Yeah, there's a number of them.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I'll bring that up at our, the Public Works meeting, forgot the date,
Okay.
Tuesday,
April 8th, yes.
April 8th. We'll put that on the agenda. We'll get the answer on that.
All right. Anything else on work session items from the council? Hearing none, I'll go into the audience. If anyone has any comments on any work session items, if you could give your name and address for the record, and Edie, Edie?
Yeah, the flood mitigation assistance grant program sounds great. Is there, how much is the grant in total that we would be applying for, or we would be applying?
We're not applying for a specific grant. Each homeowner will have to apply for the grant. It's an assistance program for the homeowner.
Okay,
It's not a total grant for $1 amount.
so what is RVE then applying for?
They're
They would, or would they
assisting the
assist the
homeowner
homeowner
to
to
apply
get the
for,
grant?
to get their grant.
Okay,
The homeowner is responsible for paying for the work, and they will be reimbursed. The homeowner itself will be reimbursed.
so they would have to have I'm just trying to clarify this, they'd have to have all their plans and designs and stuff ready to go in for the grant application?
RVE, according to the paperwork, RVE is going to assist it in all those phases.
Okay, but
Design,
they can't just say, I want $200,000 to do my house, they're gonna have to have more than that, right?
they would have to go through the process, I assume.
Okay,
The portion they would be reimbursed for would be the portion bring their building into compliance. There's other issues besides raising the building. I understand you would have to have windows and everything, but I'm not sure about that. But that's what this is for, to help the homeowner, and that's why a lot of people have the unknown, because they don't know what the requirements are. RVE would be the engineering firm that would help them with that. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great idea.
And our floodplain manager is an RVE engineer, so.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a process where during the construction phase, RVE would actually go in and inspect it,
Oh, okay.
to make sure they're compliant, to make sure that at the end result, they would be qualified for the
So the
grant.
house doesn't fall down?
No, that they would qualify for the
Right,
requirements
for
for
the
the
money,
grant,
to get the money
to
back.
get the money back.
But then also the borough can be reimbursed up to 75% for our assistance in that.
For the cost that the borough,
Of the-
for hiring RVE to help the people with this.
Correct.
That's exactly right.
Okay, my other question is about the proposed ordinance to create the position of police captain. And you just said, somebody said that we didn't have that position in the past.
Yes.
So I guess my question is twofold. Why did we let the position go in the past? And now why all of a sudden do we think we need the position back?
I was not here when they let it go, by the way, so I don't know what.
I don't know why they let it go.
It was quite a while ago, wasn't it, John?
I believe the last captain that we had was Frank Brown, but I don't know that.
We're back, yeah. It's been a while.
I think the ordinance changed maybe 4 or 5 years ago to remove the captain because
We
we
had done
hadn't
it.
had no plans to have a captain. And I think the way the ordinance was written is that we were supposed to have a captain. So that's what got removed.
Yeah.
That's why I remember it.
So after 4 or 5 years of not having a captain, why now do we think we need a captain?
Well, the captain would do, the way I understand it, would do the administrative work, and the 2 lieutenants would then be both patrol lieutenants in charge of a different squadron and stuff, which makes the department more efficient.
Who does the paperwork now, the lieutenants?
Relieves him, puts him on a road.
What, right?
The captain, like the councilman said, he'll do all the paperwork and the lieutenants will be on the road.
Is that what would happen? The lieutenants would be out on the road then?
I believe so, right?
I believe that's how it works. I can't speak for the police department.
And
but-
on it,
What?
I guess if they were part of the platoon, yeah. Yeah, or if they were platoon.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yes, Mike?
Mike Spaffino, 59th Avenue. She stole most of my questions, actually. My question then goes back to the FEMA grant. Now, is that right now just a grant circumstance from FEMA for 2025, or is this open-ended that will continue as long as we have people that are in the floodplain and in need of, lifting their property? Or is this a 2025 only?
This goes until November 2025, the applications would have to be in.
All right,
So the paperwork in front of us.
There probably are a lot of properties that would be possibly eligible, or, I know it's an undertaking that the township probably doesn't really want to do, but are we going to try to let these people know that are in that circumstance that they have an opportunity to get this grant, and that they have to do it by the end of the year, or else they may be SOL?
Yes.
Okay, and is there any limit right now that we know of from FEMA that they're like, well, we have 5 billion and when it's gone, we're done, even if it's July? Or we just don't know that?
I don't know that answer.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that.
All right, and, all right, so going back to the question that Edie was asking about the hierarchy of our police department. Councilman Rotunda, I mean, you're in public safety is your, did we do some kind of an evaluation, or what again, I just don't know the criteria that was brought up that said, look, I think we need to have a captain again. Was there a meeting? Did you interview the present police staff to say the structure needs to be reworked? How did we come to this decision?
We had a public safety committee meeting with our attorney a while ago, and then we had a second one a few months ago, and we interviewed the two lieutenants prior to the council interviewing them on April 14th, I believe, for the vacant chief's position. But it was felt that most of the other towns have it, and a captain would help with the administrative work. And there is quite a bit of it now with the new police regulations and the licensing and stuff like that. Allow the chief to direct the department, allow the lieutenants to direct the sergeants and the patrol officers, and keep the paperwork flowing properly. Make sure we have our accreditation and stuff.
Okay, and just because I just don't know the structure of the town, who's in the hierarchy above captain? What do we have?
The chief.
Just chief?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
And it's in the ordinance. It describes the chief's duties, the captain's duties, lieutenant's duties, and the sergeant's duties.
Okay, great, thanks.
Any other public comments on work session items? Hearing none, I would close the public portion. Unless there's anything else from council, I'd entertain a motion for a brief adjournment then before we begin regular meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilmember Anfield, second by Councilmember Connor, roll call.
Councilmember Anfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Pratt?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And we'll take a few moments.